All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here we are in the acoustic room, and it's time for a word with Brenden from Martin Guitar. And today we're talking about the SC series from Martin Guitar. I have an SC10 in my hand, and Brenden has the big dog, the SC13. And what do we need to know about SC guitars?
Well, there's a couple of really unique things here, and starting with the fact that this is obviously very different from Martin Guitar. There was some initial hesitancy on doing something this wild. As an old and traditional company, there's things that are expected. It's like going to see your favorite band from 40 years ago. You want to hear that song,
yeah.
And when they do one of their new songs, you don't know it yet. You're not really sure how to feel about it.
I like that analogy.
So the SC was one of those things, but we were all feeling really good about it internally. But you look at it and you see a different shape. The shape of the guitar kind of looks like an S,
yeah.
And they have cutaways, so that's where SC comes from. Kind of like D is for Dreadnought, SC is for this model. And initially the body shape was so odd looking, we took it to NAMM, and we thought, well, we can't hang this like this because people are going to be freaked out. So we actually hung them this way to try to make it look a little bit more palatable. But anyway, this thing has taken off. It's been a huge success. It's kind of a crossover guitar, so it's a little bit intended for an electric player who's not ready for a Dreadnought.
Right, it has that
real thin neck, lower action, lighter strings. These strings are 11.5. They're custom lights. Action is much lower than a traditional Martin guitar. Super thin neck, as you mentioned, and then the accessibility and the cutaway. This is where all the patent stuff comes in. The way that the shoreline neck is done is really unique, and it does have a patent on it now. It allows you accessibility. I'm going to let you demonstrate because you're a real guitar player, but it allows you accessibility to this part of the neck, without even not being inhibited by the guitar at all.
And it's different. The 13.
You're on the 13th fret.
Right. The body, the neck joins the body at the 13th fret versus the normal 14 or 12. So it's kind of in the middle. But yeah, great accessibility, and the way that they. For those of you who are hip to or have played neck through guitars, this feels very much like a neck through. I mean, it's very fluid on the hand, and you can get anywhere with ease. And there's a lot going on in that neck joint.
There's a lot going on in that neck joint. So I don't have one to show you right now, but somebody might be looking at this and saying, "Wait a minute, it looks like there's some bolts in there." There are some alignment pieces that are important, but the neck actually slides into the body this way, and it's a linear dovetail.
Okay.
So if you're familiar with the D18 and D28, that's a dovetail neck joint that goes in this way. The neck slides into the body this way. This one goes in a linear fashion. So it's still a dovetail in a way. It's just a new take on a dovetail neck joint.
Interesting. Yeah. And what is what's the benefit of changing the neck, the way it attaches on this model? What does it translate to for the customer, the player?
Right. So you have the ability to put a thinner neck on there and have it attached to the body properly, so nothing's moving around.
Right.
You have stability, but you also have some adjustability, and it's
dial it in a little bit.
You can dial it in a little bit. So we set them up at the factory in a certain manner, but you could adjust it to where maybe you want the action to be a little bit higher, and you could adjust the entire neck angle this way to suit your playing style.
Yeah.
You could also. One of the beauties of acoustic guitar is that they are what they are. People have come up with compensated saddles, and they intonate a little bit better than they used to. You don't want your guitar to be perfectly in tune, or it's not going to sound like a guitar. But you do have some adjustability with the intonation as well. You can move
because of that,
right?
That dovetail. That's pretty innovative. That's pretty cool.
Slide it forward.
And these have been a great seller. For our store certainly. We've sold a ton of these. And if you can notice when you look in the guitar, you'll see this big X brace on the back. X brace, a thing already synonymous with Martin guitar, right? But it's for feedback rejection, right?
It does help with feedback that was kind of a side effect. The initial thinking in doing that was, let's show the X. So the X is always on the top of the guitar.
I like it because it looks nautical, especially the blue one. It's just a cool aesthetic.
Yeah.
They do have excellent feedback rejection. We have played these, at considerable volumes right in front of amps, and they do really well. So if you are a stage performer, someone who gigs about town making music for your local masses, consider an SC Series guitar. They come in a couple different price points, a couple different finishes. There's some different options available. You can check them out at Hear for Breeze Music. I want to thank Brenden for being with us today.
Thank you.